chanting. Yeah. There I come. Or maybe I come now. Ready? Ready, right? No, Let's see, you want to say something?
Rather circuitous route. He came from eastern Tibet through India, ended up here at our little center in Pacific Road. He has students in Asia, in Europe, many centers in North America, and we are so fortunate that he calls Pacific Road his home. Tonight he's going to be giving us a teaching from a booklet that he wrote a couple years ago called The Heart Advice of Dharma Nectar, which is a beautiful little booklet of 21 verses of instructions for any of his followers to try to read, understand, and then take it to heart. So tonight he's going to be teaching us about verse 10, which is about working with what's called the three sense doors, our body, our speech, our mind, which is all ways that we interact with everybody else in the environment. And even though the verses are very simple, very straightforward on the superficial level, it'll probably take us several lifetimes for us to be able to figure out how to do it in a good and kind and gentle way. So I want to welcome all of you for coming here, and I want to introduce Khenpo Karten Rinpoche. I ask that everybody please stand out of respect.
Okay. Disum Sanje Dam Jejeng Owo Ere Danjin Korojam Se Chabda Karin Somba Mi Be Bangon Dinjin Lama Dambe Shibje Dere Dima Mi Balang Goera Du Du De Gebe San Zayin Japsen Jio Jusen Jala Balanze De So Badin Zavala Marumbo Je Dage Jiwara Bime De Yola Karin Jimbe Gone Jizon De Akosong Toje Udab Zadas Yondi Sanje Gonda Nyamna Ya Karin Sanje Goe Labangon Zavala Me Jabla Soande Dola Lona Dambe Juse Do Kanda Sobje Dongin Jitina Deji Lomar Jibagan Sada Tendel de Beju Jen Chamberje, Simbaran de Badam Jen de She. Ah, that ring at the ta Sane de la. That thing happened to low mambo chicken and at you. She shares. And it take Jurumni. And it mambo chilla. And it pinto mambo son your
So this is one of many times that we've had teachings here at Wave Street Studios, and in the course of that, there's been many people who've been greatly benefited.
대단님도 아니 지난주에다 태동 그 돈이 다 참에 통대 사지리 대신에 지금 요리 때내도 전에 뒤 유럽니 아니 다 갈랜드와 유지 그 로마 근데 망보지를 핀토 요리 된 건 없이
And also because we stream live here, it benefits many of my students elsewhere in the world as well.
다들은 그 같이 유자들라 아니 당금망에 뒤야죠 그 대충치요리 대충청대 그 맹라 아니 닝담 취지들지 근데지다 뭐마티 들라다 쇼로가니 쇼짝기요 바지 되게 나니 아니 쇼로가 쭈바데 되게 돈이 많지 시잖아 근데지리 자시.
So I want to speak about that verse number 10 in my 21 verse heartfelt advice of Dharma Nectar this evening.
근데 이제잖니 이제당 안한수들이 취시하게 요리 유자지 취시하게 요되잖니 취니시하게 요되잖니 되게 혼들라 아니 공동주의한테 배 개침 버지리지.
So since this is a subject of holy Dharma, it's very important for us to adjust our motivation appropriately at the beginning.
공동다 간디지고도 세대잖니 제땅 그 돈이 심지 참 많이 대완데 봐 랑다도 지봐 아니 동을 만들 봐 아니 랑다도 지봐 이 심지 대나 대완 되장 아니 대외죠 강이 봐대 아니 더 마시와 동을 만들자 아니 동을 그 줄라 아니 강강 슈슈게 아니 된듯이 다 님치 뒤쪽도 된듯이 로대게 요리 이 심지 대나 대와다 디는지 말어 동하다 트란지 말어 사바게 아니 드레인 추튼데 심지 대 남지 치등에 닝기 삼바 아니 님반 난시 아니 냠살랑 사바 아니 닌주 그 추대 아니 담자를 야네 근데세나 빈토 요리스.
So please contemplate like this, that all living beings want happiness just as I do, and want to be free from suffering just as I do. And yet, although they want happiness, they don't know how to create the causes of true lasting happiness. And although they don't want suffering and problems, they rush to create causes for many problems and suffering. And so thinking about beings caught in this kind of sorrowful situation, think, if only all these beings could be happy, how wonderful it would be if beings could have mental peace and be free of suffering. And in order to bring this about, I'm going to listen to this teaching for the sake of all living beings, and also seek to put the meaning of these teachings into practice. So it's good if we approach it with that kind of determination. So whether the practice of Dharma, whatever we're going to engage in, is of benefit or not, really depends upon that intention, that motivation that we bring to it. So there is much to say, but we're going to focus on the meaning of this one verse from my composition, which has been distributed to you. So it's on the back of this card here you can now see the root verse I'll be talking about. It says, when among many, watch your speech. When staying alone, watch your mind, it is taught. In all actions, again and again, check your body, speech, and mind. That is my heart advice. So in general, it's important that we're mindful of our actions of body, speech, and mind at all times. Throughout all four modes of comportment in this world, whether we're lying down, whether we're standing up, whether we're walking, whether we're sitting, at all times. So when we're alone, if we're, say, reciting mantras or doing prayers, recitations, then of course our speech is fine. There's no problems with it. But it's especially when we're among many people that we need to be careful about our speech. Because if we're not, we may talk about a lot of meaningless things, kind of gossip, and then in the midst of that, out of pride, perhaps, or we may say something that's harsh or offensive, that somebody would find offensive, and so and thus hurt others through our speech. So it's important to watch our speech when we're among people.
린두자니 준조근나나 근데 지송요 준조근나나 짬마 양나 마짬 마짬 빠진 초니데 짬에 독발면사오시 다 대코랑 짬세야 돼 내가 사와 좀 봐라 대 르가 토니 도고도가 다대 철칙대 윤네 배주 따와이나 네삼 양나 만네삼 네 빠진 효이데 네네 독발면사오시야 되지 양 아가 토니 양 담보 깨자 시리가 없어 깨자 되고 말라 핀 토큰 녹아면 도 따지세 뭐그 핀 토큰 녹뒤 깨자 되고 시야를 그 말라 핀 토큰 요나 깨자 핀 토큰 매와 있나 깨자도 맛이 사와 좀바 있네 배티나 사와도 좀바 있나 아니 뭐 파ጆ들 핀 토큰 녹아면 도 가시 핀 토큰 요와 있나 아니 사와도 좀다 르가 이 순가 그 토니 송만 되거도와 난데니 제가 준조가 나니 짬만 양나 마짬사 마짬 빠진 초니데 짬에 독발면서 오시 근데 지 림보시고 아직다 르가 이송그 줄람데 지 설러리 값 설러는 값 줄람데 아니 야보시고야 림보 용고아 나게 기자시에는 야말라 핀톨리게 아니 더가나 이 류가 사와 짬나야 말라 핀 톨리지게 온 거와 좀신 뒤치의 시에가 요러시 짬마 양나 마 짬사 마짬 빠진 초니데 짬에 독발면서 오시
So in the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, Shantideva says something to the effect of, before beginning an action, check its quality, and then once we've started, then continue through and do it stably. So this can apply to all of our actions of body, speech, and mind. So in the case of speech, the idea would be to think first, think before you speak. Is what I'm going to say going to help someone? Is it going to be beneficial to them or not? And only if you find that it is something that's going to be helpful and beneficial, then go ahead and say it, but not otherwise. And the same with actions of our body. Before we begin them, think, is this going to be helpful, beneficial to others? And then engage in the action. But if we find that it's not going to be helpful or beneficial, then we restrain ourselves.
아니 시리 값이 임바이나양 아니 잠보 아니 매일람 바보 아니 대유바 아니 대유바 어떻게 시고 송 시대난데 송요아
And in the case of speech, to speak kindly and gently, with important meaning in our speech, and something that's will connect with that person, that's well related to their situation.
린두자니 아니 깨자 시에당 야보지 마송하이나 아니 담배지 요령아서 별라 아니 칙란 춘차 미때 무심 차와르뜨 롱라 쇼파 미때 남카 데강시 코 칙란 춘차 요 말데 메시지라 락발은 춘차 숨는 메시고 요 말이시 메시지 되게 락바게 세게 요 가난 그 칙대가 뭐데 세트고 요리시 칙란 춘차 미때 칙란 춘차 요 말이시 그러나오지 요 말이시 이네 양 메신 차와라 때문에 walking the heart sikra this 칙들의 독서치 요 말이지 칙은 춘차 미때 메신 차와르도 롱나 쇼파 요 말이때 아니 남카 데강 그 요리지 워르시 드라침보 남칼라 드라침보 롱 long do su be in the cups. Now call a dratchimbo yogo, dratchimbo yogo, shoba you marte dratchimbo yoris. Sigla
Shopa, sana jagi shopa.
Jai shoba nachi. Long the shoba you marte now call a dratchimbo yogo is long you be. Sigla Sunja you marte take the massacres.
So there's this saying in Tibetan that although words are not weapons, they can kill. Although the wind doesn't have wings, still you hear it blowing. So, words aren't physical. They don't have a sharp blade or anything like that as a weapon. However, they can be wielded as a weapon, and they can cause great harm to someone, say to, in effect, kill them, say, break their heart.
Today, you tani get a machine hona, and in Gala get a Takisin. Kunhung de get a share in the Tani Kunhung de, and a Kawalan Rogondo. Get a share now, Melapin, Tosaria, New Gisari.
So therefore, it's very important to examine your motivation first, before you say something, and to consider, what will be the after effects by saying that.
The Kandun Chili Caps, Kandun the Chienichi, not the Nimba the Drangna. Then the Shivaina, Tanga can win a you Gochukura, Gochukuri Mato. The Jetanji chewed the Shien, Mamambochi, Kichashi, and the Pin Tonkin the Jina, Netan Kahari. Roa, Rimato, Tras and Mamangini, Tating Sangachu, Manchar and Datang. And in Draman the Chit the Shedena, Cochini Manchari. Challenge Yuri, Nini Juni, Mekham Mandawa, Samba Mandawa Mamboji Udizani, Medic Simla, Pokton Dolike. Ninga Udizani, and it's a Tambotilla Mambunan in Alatak said.
So when you're saying prayers, doing recitations, spiritual recitations, reciting mantras, then of course, your speech is wholesome and it serves good purpose. But when you are among many people, if you don't watch your speech, then you're liable to talk about a lot of meaningless things, gossip. And because people have different natures, or then take things in different ways, there's a good chance that something you'll carelessly say will hurt someone else. So that's the meaning of this first line here.
When also Dukan did it, and our law Nishataki cups, and Loxum Sosum Dukan did it. Dukan did cups was a Lamataha good. Good. Tidani Kitashini Pacha Yomari, Nani Chikichilla. Shovel you get in a Chikichilla, Shovel and you get in a Chigoyuna. You get in a party, the Mamboshi Goyasi, you my Koran. Nabja Jundus, Sosi Yamni Shiki, Sadoli, and the Lama Pem the Capsule, didn't listen to show Yuri, Yatawa Tanka Yuri, Masun Nanga Yuri, Deshi Chokeri, and then also Yam the Soban so on the capsule, and in Dubayam the Nogo Yuri. Then by the Choko Yuri, Yamda. Namja Jun the Chikitashi attended, Pen Yuri. Nga juice in a long homo yoga, lost them tela, Katani Madrani, Katawani Madrani, the Jikchilla machine to the jury. The Jim Simpe Chimbori Jacoran.
So an illustration of this would be when I was 21 and did a long retreat of 3 years and 3 months. There was 9 of us in this retreat. And we barely spoke to each other at all. If we needed to communicate something among ourselves, we'd write it down on a piece of paper and then exchange notes like that. But as far as actual just talking to each other, there was no need for it. When a teacher would come from outside, then he would speak to us. We asked questions of him. When we gathered together for rituals and prayers, we recited the prayers together. But as far as actually just talking amongst ourselves, hardly at all. And it's for this important reason that we basically didn't speak for those 3 years and 3 months.
다들 가르린도 시디자니 당가란츠 르가 이성고 토트니 릭부 차양 용거 요르데 니부 차당 망보지 용거 요로와.
So while it is true that good things can happen in speaking amongst other people, there's also a good chance that it could be disturbing or negative for someone.
다 벤나지 문에 남자 준데 지 뒷반 예바지 하네. 딘시 바유시 데니당 아니 롱은에 다네 그 추서 성네 추바 양다바지 이마이나 그 공홍대 잠비솔라 준데 자네 르당아 니게 줄람대양 잠빌라나 라인큰 줘놓고 요리.
Now if someone's a very experienced Dharma practitioner where they're constantly watching their motivation and speaking only out of compassion and care for others, then there's a lot less danger of offending or hurting others through your speech. Your actions of speech and your body will follow suit and be beneficial and helpful to others.
딘디 자네 레 담보 법값스 줄람 자야데 줄람 시네한다 르당 아니데 답보자네 다 텔레티 시티네데 잡잡시야데 백케치 모리도와.
Because those Dharma practitioners are very conscientious and mindful. So for us as beginners, it's really important for us to be conscientious and very alert and mindful about what we do, especially externally in our speech and in our physical actions.
딘시 숭당데 다 딘시 신나인다 룽아 따지시네 근데 시당데 준조근나니 유마르까랑 느건네 라드 톡바통데 데 보너스 우댕기 바다 또 육진제 디점사시 디책데 베 마시 네바침보 책데 베 야보지 그래 유마르깡 느건나 라드 톡바통데 디시데 르nga 이당 락와데 센송알라 아니 딘시 띵당데 유마르시나 까토라 든지게 느지게 나나 유마르시나 마크라시 마크 침보지 연시 근데 느지게 나 그런데
Sapo.
딱 느까토라 강 든지게 나 사오이나 이렇게 단 로디 값서 디 랑과페 독자지 랑과 독자지 그때는 로는 유마르깡 느건네 라드 톡바통 중데 라드시디 매지 그 추랑티 느 낭티니 마르틱바치 마르틱바치 살아서 소와이는 내 따다세 요긴시 라드치 인지 근데 송데오나 베디나이 나랑츠 당레 당보박 르 나당 락바르트 셈드 송야라 베 잡잡세네 베 닝가 차오지 인사바지게 다 든지게 나보자고 그래 다들 이제 마보자야도 되지나.
So in the Guide to the Bodhisattva Conduct, Shantideva says something about the intensity with which we should guard mindfulness and alertness. Be introspective about what we're doing or saying, and especially thinking, and be very aware of it, be mindful of it. And the example he gives is, suppose you're carrying a pot of like boiling oil or melted butter, and there's somebody who's standing there with a sword that says, you drop a single, when the road, the walkway that you're going along is not even. There's like roots and rocks that you could trip over, and so you have. And there's somebody standing there with a sword who says, you drop a single drop of that out and I'm going to cut off your head. So you would be so careful about not letting a drop fall So this is the kind of intensity that we should bring to watching our actions of body, speech, and mind, and being mindful and alert about how we act and what we're about to say or do.
그러지 마세와 이나 ngaransu kiba thoma mi pane ta pardung ingom la suwa yalang la suwa ngimbe sola komshi le de ngimbe sola komshi da nga de ngimbe sola komshi ani lakwa de sem ngimbe sola komshi so juya le lawo chi mudwa.
And the reason for this is that we're very habitually accustomed to carelessness, to self-centered actions of our body and our speech, our thinking. We can very easily fall into more negative ways of acting or being, and because we're just so used to that. So that it's not easy to really adjust our actions in this way.
Now the
second line says, when staying alone, watch your mind. As I mentioned before, it's important to watch our mind and our thinking at all times, throughout whether the four types of actions, whether we're standing, walking, sitting, or lying down, at all times. But particularly when we're staying alone, it's an important time to watch our own mind.
So
it's important to really watch, what am I thinking right now? To inspect, to check our mind and be aware of what the thoughts that are going through our mind.
Say zupu chalok de any chupezuni in the wachila, any same to chuba mayin bachi. Chumayin bak, any same to the chadok yuris.
Because what can happen is even if we're conducting our body in a way that's ostensibly spiritual or doing something, along the line of spiritual practice or inner mental development, there's a good chance if we're not careful, if we're not watching carefully, that our mind will go in a different direction, something that doesn't really accord with that outward display.
Jitang sena taki siya dilan, ji same namjajunde, give same da, and the dupa same, the kandisi yonga do taki sidu, kadamba give it in nambendu, the day in the capsule. Any dude in the cardboard and about the Jagadua, that is Mus Jiguri, Colani to me, they took a
So,
Divu cardboard in the gave us him somebody Ninja Lasso Badang, Samba Zambodan, Tony Katawa Lasso, but the unique of the Divu cardboard. Any new mobile gave us hawk sambang in but the lamp the cups of the Divina Boyan. The Chigadoa, the Dishi in the cups of let Bambu cups and the Divina Bojan. Any parokila divakana and dima, any tamatela, any divakar pochang. The Nichik Sage Alamas on Natu. The Nichik said that Sage the Koran Kandisine same the Juchi Tankando. She did divakana in the city. Takadamba gave she in a bit in the Nankasari.
some early masters of Tibet from the tradition called the Kadam, themselves called the Kadampas. To do this practice, sometimes they would have a pile of white and black stones, white or dark stones, and they would just watch their mind. And if their mind was going in a positive direction, if they had thoughts and feelings of compassion and kindness for others, if they had wisdom insights into the nature of reality or selflessness arise, and they would take a white stone and put it in one pile, start a pile with that. And if they found that there was something negative going through their mind, some disturbing emotion or delusion, they would take one of the darker stones and start making a pile with that. And in the beginning, as a beginner, the pile of darker stones would be large and the white stones small. Then, after a while practicing, the piles would even out, and then eventually there would be a big pile of the white stones and a much smaller pile of the others. So in this way, they would take measure of what was the state of their mind and how was it developing.
네 치슈 가르는데서나 딘시셔야 돼. 딘바의 십진이 돼. 뱀마시 짜친 버리자스.
So for this, what's very precious, holy practice is the practice of mindfulness and alertness.
다른 유족은 아닌데 네 지송요리. 심송도 바 남란네 딘바단의 십진 다 소라 밥자 송시 지단의 대다 탈모 줘르지. 시와라게. 심송도 바 남란네 저랑 그 심송의 공야 아버지 자삼나 딘바의 십진의 개침 버리지. 대 저랑 그 딘바의 십진의 소그나 이 시거리다시. 네 끝이 신의 레와치고 인시. 사자자는 게 지난 소리 레와치고 인소나 다네 대다 탈모 줘르소나. 그래서 딘바의 십진이나 공코란 자와지는 영야요 말해. 어떤데 이제 자네 심송고와 있는 딘바의 십진의 개침 버리지. 근데 이제 자네 때 자네 맞지 그 제시는 게 사자제는 지난 소리 쇼기 인소나 그렇지 송요리.
In that guide to the Bodhisattva's way of life, Shantideva said something to the effect of, if you want to meditate, most important is mindfulness and alertness, introspection and being aware of what you're thinking about, what the state of your mind. Please, he said, I beg of you with folded palms, guard your mindfulness and alertness. So without mindfulness and alertness, introspection, there's no way for meditation to be productive or successful or to go well.
닌도 자네 따들eng 아주 해야 돼 공양이 와 곰도 자네 다 심라 딱지 해야 돼 림반예샤 이거 토네 다당가랑 주 르림반예 와리잡아 초와림반예 와리잡아 심림반예 와리잡아 추림반예 와리잡아 디 림반예샤 이거 토네 들eng 아주 기쁜둑도 심라 딱지송 망분안에 알아 딱 봐다 zubola takiesiya le nga I sungkat la takiesi de chane takiesiya de gas takiesi ne ya yawa mayin ba seng ko thone takiesi ne ani tele gom la drin ne ta nga chu gom ja gi tambo zubo thone.
So this then really deals with meditation. And so I would like to bring up this practice called the 4 close placements of mindfulness, which are mindfulness of the body, of feelings, of the mind, and of phenomena, or objects of mind. So here we have the advice to be mindful of the actions of our body, speech, and mind. So let's first of all be mindful of our body. Think about what this means.
다 딜라양 zubola gomjaya 대양 또 초와기 주인의 gomjaya 지요 요리 배는 zubola 띠네 주랑라 초와 배는 데시 라과 파장도 은데시 라과 장와이나 초와지 요거도 와.
Now, in being mindful of our body, that can include mindfulness of the feelings that we experience in our body. So you can put your hands out like this, which will stimulate a certain kind of feeling in your body, and just focus on that. Be mindful of what you're feeling.
또 주란족의 셈데 주란족의 락바게 nzumo 제 락바 도도데 nzumo 주사 데라 네 finger 델란드 셈데네 델라 셈데 자네 델라 아니 또 루팀바 녀와 잡아다 초와팀바 녀와 잡아 니냠도 공원이다 데 말아이는 초와 용거도 nzumo 젤란드 시데 초와 용거도와 아니 그 류인데 자네 좀몰라 팀바테인데 자네 니찬냠도 용거도와.
So notice what you're feeling in your fingers when you do this. This comprises both that mindfulness of the body as well as mindfulness of feelings. Like when I do this, I get feelings in my fingers to focus on.
So
let's be mindful of the feelings in our fingers now for a minute or two.
Then
put your hands back down.
Ani ta zupo chibola ani lutimba nyewa yabatela tambo chitsok ni endesine tambo churang sem de chiuzu landu ste ani chitsok ka za dang ani to sa chama ani ma le ji ani rembe ji de chitsok ni ji de.
Then practicing mindfulness of the body itself. Start from the crown of your head. Notice you're aware of your body, the sasana, salung, the channels that run through your body.
Ani rebe ji da ma phamna ani churang ka takpa tang ke tang ani rebe ji da thakpa ye yon ni tang ani pongba ye yon ni tang ani rebe ji da ani chang tang yablo tang ani zhugo tang ani rebe ji da ani kipa ye yon ni tang ani la ye yon ni tang pomo ye yon ni tang ani rebe ji da ma 강반이 정도니 강바가 제목을 받는데 신에 샘디 핀슈라 마당와 신에 주본디 차시에 토라 아니 딘식이 샘나 곰작이 요 삼바 양 곰작이 요 삼바게 딘식이 라 송와이나 아니 곰데 라 차례지.
And then scan down through your body, being aware of your head, your forehead, your neck, gradually down through your shoulders, and arms, to your fingers, and then your chest and your back, to your waist, and to your thighs, down through your legs, all the way down to the tips of your toes. So keep your mind focused on being aware of your body. And if your mind shifts from that, then you've lost the meditation. Bring it back to that awareness of your body.
야, 어디 시디? 아니 양 카시라 소라가 토니 베나 ndese la kwa ndese chana ndese de yang ko la kwa ndese taxi to ndese bola di chorwa de dang de de nyam de ni sem de tim ba tin ya la ni gu ba yu song de song yu 베나 같이 검자리 값 늘어나니 되 song yu 늘어나니 gelong de gomja de ka gelong chik de la gom ro si ne gom ko ro de chi gelong chik de gomja de chik gom ma ja si ne chik de gomja sal chik de song ne ani ka ri chik do ta an de nin tham tham la singwa tang mok pa tang thpa la so pa si mok thap song ne de si ne re ne ka so ani gelong chik de la de se tok tok si ne ani du ta si ne yang ku ba kan ne la de chi de do do ji 자기를 대는데 그런 거 동바들라는 데서 유네 아니 야 다 공고 도시 다 대다 주랑 락바데 공고 돌아 시작해요라 근데 세와이나 아니 주랑 그티 초라시나 다티 딤바데 아니 tel내야를 그 봐요 슬리팅 바니 와지 거라.
So sometimes practitioners to practice this mindfulness of feeling, they'll tap their knees like this, is in turn, like as Rinpoche is demonstrating. It's a way of having a feeling that they keep their mind focused on, they're aware of. And it's helpful for stabilizing the mind, keeping it focused. It's similar to a practice of having a meditation companion, someone who helps in meditation. This is a practice that's sometimes done where one practitioner will be meditating and they'll have a helper who's not meditating but is just watching them to see how their meditation is going. And if they start to get sluggish or if their mind starts sinking, there'll be signs of that. Maybe their head will start to drop, and so the helper will give them a little nudge, say, "Hey," and then they perk back up, bring the intensity back to their concentration. Another thing they'll do is have like a little ball of yarn or something soft like that on a string, and then if they see that's happening, they'll like throw it at the person so that it bumps them. And they go, "Oh," and then draw it back in so they have it. So when we do this, it's like we're fulfilling that function of the meditation helper who's keeping you focused on your meditation.
나대게 루틴 반에 와야 봐도 초와티 반에 와야 봐. 또 대닝 아주 뛰나나.
So this has to do with that close placement of mindfulness on the body and on the feelings.
이 남준직 심티만이 와야 봐도 거든 아주 자. 빈바다 와르실랑 아주 검자가 요라다 신의 검는 로망본도 요리니. 다들 지과리 코네인주릭 숨시아티 그 돈에 내 받은 지와를 봤음데 내 손에 아니 심송하다 그래서 참아대 심송니께 탑시. 근데 이도와
And as for close placement of mindfulness on the mind, this is like the meditation that we do weekly on Saturday mornings, where we watch our mind, watch the present moment of awareness. We notice whether the mind is being still or whether there's movement in the mind. And we bring awareness to that. So these three factors of movement, stillness, and awareness. We cultivate a mental quiescence, or shamatha, it's called in Sanskrit, calm abiding of the mind. So close placement of mindfulness in the mind is this kind of practice.
야, 다때 마부시 마고시. 되니
So I won't say that much about that right now.
되니 줄랑 값 다 강따르장디 지강 타만이 되게 너르디 바리도 강따르장. 근데 줄랑 남바 가두이네야. 줄랑 남바 이제 다다 줄한데 시잡서 줄랑 남바 이제 티 줄랑 남바 이제 다 가두이네야. 아니 랑그 고슴 보대 르가 이슴 티 고슴 보대. 다 따지시 거리 있어요. 다.
So in summary, whether we're walking, whether we're standing, whether we're sitting, whether we're lying down, we always want to watch what we're doing mentally, physically, and verbally, constantly watching our three avenues of action in the world.
제타 고슴 보대 고자리티 소지다 고실리티 소지 요리시.
In general, these doors of actions, they might be closed or they might be open, right?
Open the go seak the sote 가드리시나 말라 핀 톨리 값. 당근에 텔레핀 토사리 sab되잖니 카가 고세. 세우가 고세. 르가 줄람세. 다핀 토사 말이 삼바지게. 핀 토사 말이 텔레제 노용사리 삼바이나 아니 고자고 요리시.
So we should only open those doors when we have something beneficial and helpful to do or say or think. If we find that what we're thinking of, what we're thinking, or that what we're thinking of saying, or what we're thinking of doing is not helpful, or something that would be hurtful to someone, then we should keep those doors closed.
다 된리죠. 대두자네 양내 딱지 지시, 양내 딱지시네. 랑게 르가 이슴데 잠부 소라야 주주 동고와 인데자니 잠부 소라 주주 땅고 간사테케 줄라 넘바 이 가드이나양 아니 데라 딱지시 거 딱지시 땅때 다다 공드시바 난시 용마르강와 느거나 라드 톡바 종데테 보나 수데 니과따 tuju 진지 디뎀사.
So if we want to be, someone who's kind and compassionate and whose actions are helpful in the world, then this is what we need to do in all of our actions. To be watching, be mindful of what we're doing or what we're about to do in terms of our thoughts, our speech, or our physical actions, with that same kind of intensity like the person carrying, melted butter in a pot filled to the brim over a rocky path, where someone is saying, "Don't let a drop fall, or I'm going to behead you." And with that kind of intensity, to be constantly, as it says, again and again. So repeatedly, continuously, maintain this kind of mindfulness.
근데 두슈데 가레데 토니 때 연구 요리시디잖아요. 참사는 가서 동안 용어 고 이제서야 돼. 용어도 동안 용어 고 시서야 돼. 저도 딩발라네. 딩심에 토니 용어 요때 딩시라야당 녀몬바 마와당 마시바당 마의바당 다 되게 토니 용어도 와. 디스코네.
The worst kind of thing that can happen is when we open the four doors of negativity. And one of those is carelessness. We're just not mindful, not conscientious about what we're doing, careless, and then we do something that's hurtful or harmful. The other doors of negative actions are having an abundance of disturbing emotions in the mind, like a lot of anger, a lot of hatred, a lot of attachment that will cause us to do things that are harmful to others. Another one is not knowing that an action is harmful, doing it out of ignorance like that. Or having no respect or no consideration for others. These are the kinds of factors that can lead into engaging in actions that are negative and harmful.
아들이도 자네 배 개침보다 가래리도 세대 진시 띠야 돼. 배나 진시 띠네 소소소소로 진시 띠네. 다대지 르당 아다 이 손가가 돈이 진시 띠네.
So the most important thing for this is for us to be aware of our own thoughts, our own speech, our own physical actions.
나랑가랑주 남부 추근하니 남부 추근하니 낭바세야 그 책들을 빼 고지치 버리지 돼. 낭바세야 되게 쓰는 주고 줘야 요 말다. 쓰를 직진 주고 줘. 어떻게 느낌은도 되게 느낌은도 되게 느낌은도 시네. 나랑 쪽에 야 되네. 출은 느낌은도 생긴 소요리다. 출은 릭차샤시는 나랑 그뭐 참만은 주고 주는 느낌은도 세요라. 낭바세야지 쓰는 주고 줘야 말이 낭바세야지 나는 주고 줘. 소소소소는 주고 줘네. 소소소소 르은 느낌도와 나 느낌도와 이 느낌도와 영아 있으면 최대 dim바지 작은 도와면도 소소 나는 주고 줘야 돼. 낭바세야 돼. 책대리도.
So the word for a Buddhist in Tibetan is very significant. It's Nangpa. Nang means inside. And Nangpa means an insider, or someone who's most concerned about what's going on within themselves. It's not for a Buddhist practitioner to be pointing their fingers at others, saying, oh, look what you're doing. Oh, you're doing something bad, you're doing something bad. That's not the way of practicing Buddhism. Rather, it's just pointing the finger inside. What is happening within me? Is my mind acting in a positive, going in a positive direction? Is my speech, is my body, because who else is going to check on us? We're the ones that need to know and check, be mindful of what's going on within ourselves. So it's a very important facet of Buddha's teachings. It's all about developing inwardly, removing faults within ourselves, developing qualities within ourselves.
다들 라마 control은 뭐지? 양고 control은 뭐지? 라마 잠부세네. 코랑게 로마지야. 어떤가 추랑을 빼 맛이 대받침 보여. 추랑 족보 산징을 쓰리자. 아니 추랑 라 라마 잠부지 추랑 그 들어지. 세네. 잠부스나 calling far from the 거를 봐. 라마라 소와다 봐. 라든다고 들어. 지스미 야 로마지 쉬. 쉬되잖아. 양공 컨트롤은 뭐지? 코랑게 체주 자완이네 마송네. nga ke lulen den de zambo yo nga len den de zambo yo nga chi chi se zani ma so koran ke chung cha jang jang de koran ke chung jang jang de ma dang ni da de di yo da lama jambo nang de
so
ke chung de ta nga den de chi ke chung kung se yong ti kung din de le chi nga ke ngu ni nge thong ko ma do da si 추랑은 통해야 되는 주보당 나게 계시야 된 통고요듯이 대장께 추랑 나체다 된바지 빠투고 말이지 당문에 다니 추랑 나체다 된바 뭐마진 통고와 있는 추랑 너 세임도 가래 상고도 된 통고로 왔지 너 세임도 다른 다도 여보리면도 손네 코랑도 좀 짱짱 주는 데들이 장아더니 나 도르 독체 나를 여보면도 손네 라마 잠보는 데 지 디요리지 그래서 꼰다이나 빼마시 같이 뭐네 추바체다 딘바지 조상킨 람체다 딘바 추양다바지 장상킨이나 그래서 꼴라 개치 모리도와 소수중 소수 텐덴센.
So there was this great Lama named Jamgon Kongtro Rinpoche,
Lord Thai.
Kongtro Thai. And his disciples, thought he was just incredible, amazing, and they wanted him to compose a prayer by which they could call on him. There's a kind of prayer called calling to the Guru from afar, calling to them for their blessings. And Kongtro Rinpoche said, you may see me as some developed, perfect being, but you don't see my mind. You see my speech, you see my physical actions, but I know my mind. And my mind is still not there. My mind is still not, I don't see myself as having eliminated all faults within and developed every possible quality within, like an awakened Buddha, So instead of writing a poem of calling from the Lama from afar with expressing their wonderful qualities, he proceeded to write something which described all of his faults, problems in his own mind. He just listed them one after the other. And this was the action of a really qualified Dharma practitioner, someone who's looking within themselves, rooting out faults and deficiencies within themselves. So sometimes to talk about these kinds of things, I'm a little embarrassed.
Why I say here, check your body, speech, and mind. That is my heart ever. Look like I am perfect. Look like I am the good teachers. That the check Quran check is of the the young tachi in the sand. She cast this in around some and Dixwan that she transok Zigo and that she Tinana check Mutila, then the chit on the years. Moose. Tangaranga carries some good citizen. Cup they do Malaya, Drawatani, the Drochis in the yard, Revasinite, Naga Floma, young Tapachita. Loma Munitri, Nalatendichi Droch Kuch. Ne Karichi goes in it. Tamas using the one Moran Japanese Moranka Yard Revachiti. Depchung the regular jumsi, the Dichichonita. And in a Karachi Gorsi, Sochin in Morana Pimbata, and he shook the Tony, Maranke at the Chigoachita. We should use the Koran Koya Europe,
So what's embarrassing about it to me is that each of these verses says, this is my heart advice, to do these wonderful things. So it sounds like I'm giving advice from a high position, do this, do that, to be perfect, But in fact, I wrote this at the request of my disciple Suzanne, who wanted this kind of instruction. But while what it expresses is my advice to you or to others that read it, in fact, it's also instructing myself. I'm instructing myself at the same time. And that's just as much a part of it, where I'm advising myself and reminding myself to do these things.
Juju down, social juju down, and the Sevaina, and this Hanjik shooting down the lamb manorwate. Chaki, Sanjik Kares only citizen, Dani dark and going into Dani dark drains. Dani dark and going in Siateke, Tata Kondishevana, ye live, ism day, and it goes on with you about the social double jam, the social juju tawaina, social Dani dark and going to Chaki. And it's social lunga ism the Taki Mazene. So
it's really important that we constantly, check our actions of our mind, our speech, and our body, and be adjusting them in a positive way, developing them in helpful, positive directions. And this illustrates what Buddha said, that you are your own protector, you are your own Lord, and you are your own enemy. So if we do like what I'm saying here, checking our actions of body, speech, and mind, and whenever we find something that's not helpful, restraining ourselves and leaning towards and going towards a more positive way of thinking or speaking or acting, then we are in effect being our own protector, our own guide, our own Lord. Whereas if we're not conscientious like that, and we allow our thoughts and speech and action, physical actions, to go in a negative direction, then we ruin ourselves, we hurt ourselves, we become our own worst enemy.
야야. 당에 되는 참지 않은 상수다.
So I think I'll
근데
leave it.
쇼부진도 어때 주랑 그 마치 라쇼.
Okay, could I have that sheet of paper too? Also? Thank you. So I'm going to stop here this evening, but I also want to have...
뭐 참아냐도 라야 되거든.
Why don't we all read this handout that Rinpoche has given to us.
야, 오케이.
Our wandering in samsara happens because we have taken a mistaken path. This is because we have not recognized our own mind from the very start. We have not recognized that it is our own mind which creates our experiences. Ignorance and its retinue, the delusions of attachment, aversion, jealousy, pride, and so forth, are what cast us into suffering without freedom. Who casts us into suffering? It is ignorance that casts us into suffering. Where are we cast? Into the places of suffering of the 6 life forms. When are we cast there? From beginningless time up to the present. Who is it that's cast into suffering? All sentient beings. What happens once we are cast there? We are completely tormented by the 3 types of suffering. Suffering of pain, of change, and of karmic conditioning. Will there ever be a time that we are free? Yes, because once we are freed from ignorance and the rest, at that time we are liberated. Ignorance arises to our mistaken perceptions. Therefore, to remedy it, we need an unmistaken mind, pure wisdom awareness. What is the actual unmistaken state of mind? It is the pure awareness of transcendent wisdom insight. By discovering and recognizing the meaning of shunyata, selflessness, and meditating upon it with this pure wisdom awareness, we can now and forever expel demonic ignorance that grasps appearances as truly existent reality. Ignorance grasping appearances as inherently existent is like gloomy darkness, and insightful pure wisdom awareness is its exact opposite. The root of what propels us into cyclic existence is the ignorance which grasps appearances as truly existent. If we try to remove that ignorance just by saying prayers, counting mantras, or making prostrations, it will not be dispelled. We must meditate on its direct antidote, the view of emptiness. If we meditate on our understanding of emptiness, we can finally be liberated from samsara. How are we liberated from samsara? If we can expel that demonic grasping ignorance and the 5 poisonous delusions that accompany it once and for all, that day we will be liberated. Again, how are we liberated? It is in a manner of antidotes, dispelling that which is to be abandoned, like the sun being freed of cloud cover. When are we liberated? When the delusions in our mind are finished, we are liberated. What happens when we are liberated? The continuum of suffering of the 3 realms and bad karma is severed, and we attain the unexcelled state of stainless nirvana. We discover the kingdom of eternal happiness. Can ordinary beings be liberated? Whether we are liberated or not depends upon the effort we put forth. If we put effort into practice, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. We can definitely attain liberation. In summary, as Shantideva says in Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, what we see, hear, and think does not need to be stopped. What causes us suffering is believing in its reality. That is what we need to abandon. Accordingly, I'm also not saying that beautiful objects we perceive through our five senses are bad and must be abandoned. What we really need to abandon is our attachment and clinging to them. Again, as the Mahasiddha Tilopa said, son, appearances don't trap you, attachment does. Give up clinging attachment, Naropa.
대단 통투 시바다 데네 가퍼 사미 데네 둥어르 쮸쮸바 뎀버 똑바 도자이스 디다다 쭈조그나 혈로가데.
That verse from the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, what we see, hear, and think does not need to be stopped. What causes us suffering is believing in its reality. That is what we need to abandon.
대단 통투 시바다 데네 가퍼 사미 아주 왕보 응아기 여드쮸데리 켄데 베용팅 아 왕보 응아데 데 가기요 마레시.
So we don't need to stop what appears to our five senses of our visual, audio, olfactory, gustatory, tactile senses.
데 가구도요 마레시.
That there's no need to, or no purpose served by trying to stop those.
되게 가촌 누구요 마레시.
They don't actually hurt us.
가레가 누구리시네 소신 짐바데게.
So what hurts us is our grabbing at them, our clinging to them.
되게 누구요리시. 데인데자니 데로바케 나로발라 뻔나와 띵진 마다 뻔나와의 민친 신베 신바 추지 나로바 송도와 나와 여태게 출라 누구요 마레시. 나와 여태 가서 고요리시. 다 가레가 누구리시 신바데게 출한 짐바데게 출한게 척바데게 되게 출한 누구요리시. 어때 짐치 집어도와.
And along the same lines, the same reasons, the Mahasiddha Tilopa said to Naropa that appearances don't trap you, attachment does. Give up clinging attachment, Naropa. It's not the appearances of those objects to our senses that traps us or enslaves us. Rather, it's our clinging to them. He said, give up that grasping them. Give up that believing them to be real.
야야. 당아서들이 주든들한 참자니 지난주 드와유나다 주저 조송. 주저기 차이점뭐.
So this brings our time to an end this evening. If you have any questions you'd like to bring up, please do.
Yeah.
So obviously we want the pile of white stones, more white stones than black stones.
Yeah.
But what would be your advice to help us when the pile of black stones is bigger than the white stones?
Do carbon mambo gogoroa.
대 많이 탑시 가르치고.
Dinia napo de so mama yena. Dini kalo garinani.
다다다 공도 시바지 시거리시 르nga 이숨들라다 호야 보자 거리시.
Zambo chola.
아 장부 소리로
kalo garinan go.
주주 땅 거리시. 아니 데지 소화이나 아니 나포티 마용리게 레바이시. 봐. 다 가시 나포 랩 차나? 아니 나포 랩네 되과저 침보지 사차와이나? 아니 샤과시야리시. 다 샤과시. 다 샤과시 마고리치 소화이나 야슈리치. 빼나? 디깝데 데티시 차도아. 아. 갑데 디시 차데요나? 야보지 말이시 봐. 데 차데요나 자르초그리시. 탑시신데 잔네고 빼주 요리시. 빼나 깝지라 빼야와이나. 이나양 호마 마찰린다오 요 말이시. 빼디나이 샤과시 마고와치 소화이나? 샤과시 기토 소화이나? 깝라 개보지와나지고 짬마시와지 차차라와 야보지 메와 차차라와. 대 마용와지 탑시조 그러시.
So if you find that there's a lot of negativity, He says, just to be aware of it, and to try whatever means you can to transform it, to turn it in a more positive direction. And if there's things that you really regret about your thoughts or actions, you can do purification practice. You can confess them. You can apply forces for purifying them. Because it's better, if they don't happen, but once they have happened, then you can try to fix it. Like if this cup here, I looked at it, Rinpoche says, I actually do see a little crack in it, So you can still use it, but it would be better if it hadn't gotten cracked to begin with. So you try to, avert negative thoughts, speech, and action from happening. But once they do, you can do purification and confession of them. And Yaro Droyagi Tanya Taushe.
Re yoris.
So
Tatende se ayina yang junjung nani tete mangbo so tate machina.
So there's so much to say about how to adjust actions in a positive direction, but it's quite extensive to go into.
Deda tongwa top din da sanjo sim top din ba dang khoa rilan dije na sathop pa le yoren thos. Non chur chek se xia kwa chek se drai non chur chek se de kwa chek se sani yan xia kwa chek se yan ya na ni ga non chur chek se yan de ji ni xia kwa chek se den de ji se song de wa yin na ani sanji je ko phang thoba la ani tha rim bo jing go ko ri den de ji song do Deda tongwa top din da sanjo sim top din ba dang khoa rilan dije na sathop pa le yoren thos. Tati suma ina zani dende chi yong ma go chi diwe na ko mambo chi ma le tapsi dambo ni ni ani din shi ti ne o de si aris.
So it's important to catch those thoughts, negative speech, negative physical actions, right when they rise, so that you can restrain them, prevent them from going forward. If you don't do that, and you do something negative one day, and you repent that or confess that the next day, again you do something negative the next day, and again then you think, oh, that was too bad, then you do some purification practice, rather than catching it in the bud, stopping it from happening. Shantideva says, proceeding like that, state of enlightenment will remain far distant.
Yeah. Tangasi muando yoga. Meko kawado meko. Kora pino tan shoa. Pino gai. Kora pino tan. Oh, ami devare tisi yangi instrai. Oh, ami devare.
As our dedication prayer this evening, we'll recite the mantra of Buddha Amitabha, Om Amitava Shri.
namde domje sibani domne nimbe dana phamse jegan nanche balam dum sepen solen dowa sho dajin simjin damje lo chu sun dowa sinje labdo sor chu lamdan dowa sinje labdo sor lamdu bas war sinje labdo sor Churpa yishi sun jawara sun labda so nekab so yang garjin dada jin dunjin zidang benjur je badan chujin chupa rodan lin jid sambe tong gundu beda shi sho. Okay. Teaching finish. Lama Wadu said teaching finish. Thank you, everyone.
I want to thank you, Rinpoche, for your kind teaching. I want to thank David for his wonderful, as always, translation. I want to thank David and Michael both for their lovely musical accompaniment. Thank